Hey Herons, welcome back. We're going to be doing some shooting today, and we're going to start with some basketball. So first thing, hopefully you got your shirt ball. If you don't have it, go ahead and grab that now. We are going to use the word beef. Maybe you've heard this before when we are shooting the shooting the ball, basketball style at our target. As you can see over here, I just taped a piece of paper up above the door frame high, pretty high up there. This is a high door frame. And that's what we're going to be using for a target today. You can feel free to use something different, piece of tape, whatever up on the wall. Okay, so hopefully now you've gotten your ball. So let's talk about this for a minute. First thing, before we get to beef, you want to make sure you have a clear shooting hand and a clear supporting hand. So get that hand directly behind the ball. I know it's hard because it's not an exact ball. Spread your fingers, middle finger in the middle of the ball here, and bend your wrist back. And then you got your other hand comes over on the side. Thumbs are kind of close to each other right here. Okay, so it looks like that, showing you different angles. My right hand is my shooting hand. I got my supporting hand. All right, now from here, we're just going to do some form shooting. So you can do this against the wall. I'll just show you straight up. I'm going to come down to a knee, and I'm just going to use my shooting hand. Notice how it's resting back on my palm like this. From here, we're going to use the beef. Now, the B is bend or a solid base. Now, you can't tell that I'm bending and have a good base. But after that, it goes elbow in, and then extend, which is straighten up, and F, which is the follow through. Okay? So with your ball and just one hand, keep that elbow in by your side, no chicken wing in it. Just either do it straight up or against a wall. You can use your other hand to support or just use one. Okay? And go ahead and you're going to reach your hand like you're reaching in a cookie jar. You want to lift your elbow straight up. See how my wrist is cocked back? And then I flick forward. Okay? Like Mr. Curry on our sheet. Okay, so go ahead and do that a few times. I'm going to do a few more. Okay, see how my hand is flicking, and the ball should be spinning backwards. We don't want to push out like this. I really want you to focus on lifting the elbow and then flicking your wrist. Go ahead now and bring that other hand over, and then use that as a support hand. So spread your fingers behind here. Okay, now I'm going to show you standing up. If you have tall ceilings, you could do this standing up. So here from a distance, bend. So bend here. You want to come directly in front of your shoulder and then shoot up. I know I can't really do it much because I'm going to hit the ceiling, but that's what it'll look like. Okay? So now practice that a couple of times. You can either do it standing at your target, get real close, right? Okay? Or you can do it from kneeling at your target on your knees here. Bend, elbow in, extend, and flick. You're just shooting at the target again, or even above the target. You don't want to push it at the target, okay? So now that we've practiced that a number of times, let's go ahead and move on to little free throws, okay? So this is how you're gonna record yourself later, either standing up or on your knees. So I would like you to be, let's go 1, 2, 3 steps back, and either shooting it standing or I'm gonna show you kneeling. I want you to keep track. I am going to aim for directly above the piece of paper, or obviously you could do the piece of paper. You're going to do 10 times and keep track of how many times you make it. So bend, elbow in, extend. Okay, I hit the paper. So I'm 1 for 1. I get my ball. We're going to do this a total of 10. Keep that elbow in. Again, focus on the form here. Okay, the better you form you have, the more chance, the likelihood that it's going to go in. So make sure you're lifting up this elbow. Wrist is cocked back, and then you come forward, and then you flick the wrist. Okay, so keep going. I did about 4 or 5 there. You might be getting close to 10 at this point. If you need to pause to adjust this, feel free. So you should be going right now. Don't wait till I say go. Okay, I'm just walking you through this, keeping that elbow in time. Looks good, looks good. Yep, you look good. All right, keep it up. I'm going to pause this. All right, now we're going to do a little shooting game. Okay, so how I set it up is I've gotten 3, I got yoga mats and a pillow, as you can see here, and I put those 1 giant step away from my target. So here's my target, 1 giant step, 2 giant steps, and now 3 giant steps. That last one was even bigger. Okay, and then from there, we're going to start playing the game. So give us a minute to set up. Go ahead and set it up now. Pause. Okay, now that you've gotten it set up, how it's going to work is you have to make each shot before you can get a point. So you have to make it close, you have to make it mid, and then you have to make it further And then once you do that, you get 1 point and you come back to the beginning. So it looks like this. I'm here, bend, elbow in. Okay, I made that. I scoot back. Okay, made that. And now I scoot back. This is quite a bit farther, about 10 feet away. Okay, and I made that. Now, since I made all 3 of those, I come back to them. That's 1 point. So you have to make 3 in a row, essentially. Now, if you miss, you have to go back to the previous spot. So let's say I was on this last one, and I shot it, and I missed. I don't go back to that. I have to go down 1 here, and then I shoot, and now I make it, and now I have to go back again. Here, bend. Oh, I missed, and then I have to keep going back. So you might get stuck going back and forth before you actually get a point, okay? So we ready to play it? I'm going to go against you right now. So pause until everyone's ready. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, there's that. I'm going against you guys here. Nice. Again, you have to make 3 in a row, or at least make that one back one for it to get a point. Hey, luckily I hit the ceiling, hit the paper, so I'm at 1 point. Okay, we're going to keep going. If you can stand up, that's awesome. But the thing is, you don't want to make it so it's a line drive shot. That's why I'm going for my knee. It's important that you have some arc on your shot. Okay, here we go. You don't want to push it really hard, otherwise, less chance that it's going to go in. So lift the elbow. Flick your wrist. Keep going here. There we go, and time. Okay, so I was able to get 3 points. Let's see how you did. All right, now we're gonna change gears and we're gonna do soccer style. So now we're gonna use this as a soccer ball, okay? We'll come back to some more games at the end with basketball shooting, but we wanna make sure we do both today. So with soccer, okay, you're gonna put this ball down and have a target. So I'm gonna try to kick it just at this wall. Okay, now let's walk through a soccer shot. There's a couple ways. We're gonna do basically the passing style where you kick it with the inside part of our foot. So with the ball down there, the first thing is you got to approach the ball with your head down, eyes on it. You're going to step and plant that opposite foot next to the ball, pointing it where you want to go. As you step and plant, your other leg comes back, your kicking leg, and then your foot is behind your knee, okay? So it needs to bend. So this kicking leg needs to be bent. And then from there, you're going to turn your foot sideways, and we're going to kick it with the inside part of our foot, okay, as we're leaning forward so that it doesn't go up. If you have an actual ball, you want to make sure you kick it directly in the middle of the ball, too, so it doesn't sky up. Okay, so there's the step, the reach back, bent knee, leaning forward, okay, and then from there, you kick, and then you follow through. You don't just do this, okay? You actually have to step and kick and follow through. Now, the other way to shoot a soccer ball is by pointing your toe and kicking with the laces. Okay, so as you step, bend, lean forward, you can point your toe, right? That might be dangerous if you don't have a shoe on. For advanced soccer players, feel free to do that. But we're just going to do the passing one. So let's go ahead and do that a couple more times. Okay, so you're going to step, plant, head down, keep shooting it a couple more times. All right, now we're going to kick the ball in between the target. You can see here, I have 2 shoes and I'm making kind of a goal. Okay, so I got my goal there. It's pretty small. And I am 1, 2, 3, about 4 big steps back from my target. I might need to angle a little bit so I don't hit the wall. You're going to take 10 shots kicking it at the target and you're going to keep track. So again, notice how I kick. I stepped, kept, okay, and it went right on the inside of the shoe, so I'll count that as 1. Okay, so make sure again, you plant, point, lean forward, knee comes back. Don't forget to follow through 10 times and then write your score on the dock. All right, now we're going to do a little game where it's called high-low. Okay, you are going to alternate between kicking it on the ground and having it go in between your shoes for the goal, and then you want to kick it in the air and have it hit a target. I have 2 pieces of paper set up. If you don't have the paper set up, you can just put something on the ground, some sort of a marker where that has to go above or it has to hit. So I'm going to count if it hits it or goes above. So what will happen is, As you guys get set up, pause if you're not ready. If in order to get underneath the ball, when you plant and kick, you want to kick a little bit more underneath it. Earlier I said kick directly in the middle. Now you want to kick a little bit more underneath so that you can lift up. You can also lean back slightly if you want to get under the ball. Normally you want to lean over it so that doesn't happen. Okay, so pause unless you're ready. If you're ready, we're going to go ahead and play this for about a minute. Okay, let me get my timer ready. You get a point if it goes on the ground through, and then your next shot, you have to get a point if it's up in the air. And then you're going to alternate on the ground and then up in the air. And it has to hit or go through your target. Ready, set, go. Okay, there we go. On the ground. And then the next time needs to be up in the air. Again, you're about 4 steps back. Okay, there we go. I got it up in the air. So I got 2 points. Okay, I'm kind of off to the side. Okay, on the ground. There's 3. Up in the air, I went a little too high. Actually, I'm going to give it to me because it went above. Okay, so 4. 4 points. Now I have to go back on the ground. On the ground, there's 5. Up in the air, there's 6. Set it down. Go to back on the ground. There we go, there's 7. You got this. Keep it going. Time's almost up. Up in the air. 8 and time. So I got 8. You guys talk about what your scores were. All right, so we might be running out of time. If we're not, I'm going to explain a couple more games. Now, what you're going to do on Flipgrid, you have an option to choose to demonstrate 5 basketball type shots, bend, elbow in, extend, flick, using those cues. It would probably be better if I could see you shooting this way, or if it was at an angle like this, so I can see that bend, elbow, extend, and flick. So make sure you're getting it in the body, okay? If you have to go down to a knee, that's okay. Or maybe you do 1 standing up so I can see it, and then do the rest lower so I can see all elements. Or you can do the soccer one where you're shooting it following the cues that we talked about. If you want to go for exceeds, you can go for both in the same Flipgrid. All right, here's some additional games. This one's a basketball shooting game, and it's called Around the World. Okay, as you can see, I have a half circle with these pillows. There's a pillow there, yoga mat, pillow, and then I'm going to put our target up high. Just tape it up here. All right, that's where our target is, okay? So go ahead and get set up just like that, making a half circle and getting your target up. All right, so how it works is you're going to start on one of the sides, okay, of the circle, and you have to shoot and make it, and then you move around the world, and then you have to come back. So you have to make it at each spot twice, except the opposite one, because you're going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have to make a total of 9 shots. Okay, let's play against each other right now and see how we do. Ready? Set, go. There we go. Hit the paper. If you hit the paper, you move on to the next one. Okay, make sure you're using beef, bend, elbow in, extend, flick. Now, if you miss, you have to stay on that spot till you make it. You don't have to move down this time. Okay? So as long as you hit a part of a piece of that paper or whatever your target is. Make sure you pose with that follow through. Okay, get your hand up in the air. I'm on my way back. Maybe you are too. Okay, so coming down. Okay, here we go. Bend, elbow in, flick. There we go. Good follow through. The ball should be spinning backwards. Supporting hand and shooting hand. I'm on my last one. Maybe you're already finished. Okay. And time. There you go. Around the world from your knees. Okay, this next game is like a penalty kick style. All right, so I have a goal, which is the black shoes, and the piece of paper is the top of the goal. That shoe right there is the goalie. So you can put a piece of shoe or put a shoe there, and that'll act as the goalie to try to stop you. Okay, so how you play is You can play against one person, multiple people. You each take turns, and you guys are going to say if you scored or not. So if we were doing a penalty kick, we would say, Team Herons going against Team Coyotes. I'm up first. I step up. Let's see how I do. Okay, I hit it over the shoe, and it went under the paper, so I got a point. And then the other team gets a try. So in your breakout room, you can have, okay, hey, it's your turn. Tell us if you made it or not. And then you guys can tally scores and see if you scored. Be honest, obviously, if you miss, if it hits the shoe and verts off to the side, if it goes too high, right? And then you can see who won. So there's lots of different ways to play this. You can just call it penalty shot. You can adjust how big and how far you want to make it. But yeah, have some fun with it. And again, don't forget to turn in your flip grids. If you guys have other games, let's play those too.